That is a giant beaver. His name is Buc-ee. And we are at Buc-ee's.
In St Augustine.
The first one to ever open in Florida. Welcome everyone to St Augustine, where we're here to see Buc-ee's for the first time.
Yeah.
We've heard many good things about it.
Yeah.
We've never actually set foot in one.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go inside this Buc-ee's that just opened less than a week ago and see what the excitement's all about. Then afterwards, we're gonna go to St Augustine and check out some cool stuff at St Augustine. So if you're ready,
let's go.
let's go. Wow! How incredible! And outside of Buc-ee's is a Buc-ee's statue wearing his face mask and all. All right, see you later, Buc-ee. We're gonna go check out what your store is all about. Pretty amazing. You can get smokers and grills here and a whole wall of ice. So here we are in the Buc-ee's, the first one here in Florida.
Yeah.
It's kind of overwhelming.
Yep.
This store is enormous.
It really is.
I think we're in the general goods area.
Yeah.
They've got all these shirts right here. I like that one. Jen, you like that one.
I like all of them.
They're so fun. Gotta love that Buc-ee's mascot. And if you're coming to Florida but you forgot your towel, Buc-ee's has got you covered. With the beaver plastered all over the towels. They even have Buc-ee's Hawaiian shirts with the trucker caps to go with it.
It's got the drink cup.
Yeah, it's got the little Buc-ee's styrofoam cup on it.
I like the Tervis.
The Tervis, yep, says good as gold. There's a Buc-ee's Is My Jam shirt, which looks like it's straight from the 90s.
Yeah.
This store is the definition of sensory overload. Holy cow. So much Buc-ee's merchandise. Your throne awaits. That's
Yes.
funny.
Oh my god, their bathrooms are
Wow.
Buc-ee patch.
Buc-ee's
It's an
patch.
iron.
Oh, that's cute. I know you like your patches.
$1.99.
I like the keychain. Oh, the Buc-ee's keychain. That's so
It
fun.
would stand out so much on my jacket though. Like,
Yeah,
it'd be
it would.
Yellow. I wish it wasn't so bright, even though he is bright.
They got wine glasses, coasters, shot glasses, mugs that say it's a beaver, and an apron that says Buc-ee's on it.
Yeah, that's
Oh
funny.
my goodness, there's so much Buc-ee's branded merchandise.
I see something I like.
Everywhere you look. What do you see, Jen? What is it? Oh, that's a cute pillow.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Beaver Believer. $21.99. Oh, they have a blanket too.
It's like a throw blanket.
Whoa, wrong way.
Aw,
It's
Buc-ee
small.
Beaver.
It's tiny. So I'm cold. So I could totally wear this, which is modeled over there.
Oh my gosh, no, you are not wearing the Buc-ee's Beaver. No, you are not wearing this.
Why not?
Big giant onesie.
Why not? Nothing wrong with that.
Got Buc-ee's folding tables. A Buc-ee's blanket. And looks like a cooler lunchbox thing.
Could step up my lunch game.
You know, the prices are not too bad. This is $17.99.
No, it's not bad.
I think I'm gonna get this keychain though.
Yeah.
It's $3.99. I think I'm gonna get. You even get this little Buc-ee Beaver plush.
Keychain.
Yeah, how much is it?
$3.99.
So that's the same price.
Yeah,
this
you
one.
should get this instead. For me.
This store is no joke. We've only seen this corner of the store. There's a corner back there, and there's stuff for your home right here. What's that? What are we looking at?
travel with Buc-ee's. It's got mints,
Oh, it's like all the travel accessories.
Band-Aids, lotion, sunscreen, and then they've got, you can cut your nails. Oh my god, they've got pressed pennies.
Pressed pennies for Buc-ee's. That's funny. And they don't just have Buc-ee's merchandise, they've got other companies, local companies, all throughout the store. So you can decorate your house all from stuff from Buc-ee's. Looks like Amazing Grace has these really cool signs. I like that one, Jen.
Yeah, me too.
That one's perfect for our new home.
Yeah.
All these cool signs. And I would assume and presume that they are only here at the Florida one.
I would assume, yeah.
You're not going to get something like that. Yeah. What do you see? You see something?
It says Jurassic Park, but then it says Racing Kids is a walk in the park.
Oh, that's funny. Keep in mind, folks, this is a gas station with 100 pumps. And they sell this inside. This is unlike anything I've ever seen before. All sorts of cooking accessories. You can get a kitchen scrubber. And like I said, this is, at its root, a gas station. Check it out, they're making brisket sandwiches with certified Angus beef. That is pretty tasty looking. And they got some beaver chips, which are like kettle cooked chips. They're called beaver chips. And look at sliced sausage sandwich. And they've got pulled pork sandwiches. Wow. And they're making it right there. Jen, you're gonna get the sliced
Barbecue
brisket and ketchup and some beaver chips.
Yeah, what are you gonna get?
I'm gonna get something from the counter over there.
Oh, okay.
They have all this jerky for sale. So much different types of jerky. It looks like they even have St Augustine branded Buc-ee's merchandise in this bright blue shirt. How fun is that? Out of gas, gone to Buc-ee's. Oh, they've got socks.
With cactuses on them.
Socks with cactuses and the Buc-ee beaver on them.
$5.90. That's
oh my
not bad.
goodness.
$5.99.
Yeah, all the prices are pretty affordable here.
Yeah. Look, the St. Augustine shirt.
Oh yes, I just showed that.
Oh, did you? I'm so... I don't know what's happening.
Aw, look at that. Voted most eager to graduate. Buc-ee Beaver class of 2021. When do you graduate, Jen?
To August.
Do you want that shirt? They even have pecans and glazed almonds.
And cashews.
And you can see them making it right here. Wow. That's crazy. This place is popping right now. So you got the Buc-ee's Yukon Outfitters tumbler. This one is $7.99. And this one's $12.99. They even have a white one too. And it looks like little wine tumblers. And Buc-ee beaver nuggets? Wow. So we ended up getting a bunch of stuff from Buc-ee's. Nice little souvenirs. Got myself one of these hats for $10 with a little beaver on it. And then we got, or I got, a Buc-ee's Florida shirt. This one was $14.99. It's got Buc-ee on the back, and on the front is Buc-ee himself. Also made sure to get myself one of these cool mugs, thermos mugs. It's a 20-ounce tumbler. Can't remember what the price of this was. I'll have to look at the video. And then Jen got a Buc-ee's shirt, but this one says St. Augustine at the bottom. And it was priced at $9.99. We also got, for our new home, a sign that's upside down in the car, but it says home with the Florida state on it, made out of wood. I think that was $50. They got some cool stuff in there. So this is what we're here for at St. Augustine, the Castillo De San Marcos. Welcome everyone to Castillo De San Marcos here at St Augustine. It's $15 for adults, right?
Yes.
Admission. We're here on a weekday. Let's go check out some history at St Augustine.
In a castle.
In a
Not
castle.
Really, it's a fort.
It's a fort. Battle fort. You got quite the view while you're waiting in line. Looking out at the water. You even got kayakers rowing away. Beautiful day for that. An interesting little history lesson here saying that the Castillo De San Marcos symbolizes Spain's vast New World empire, and that Spain controlled Florida, and the Castillo helped keep their enemies away from the Gulf Stream shipping lanes. It says Spanish treasure fleets used these routes to carry sugar, tobacco, pearls, silver, and gold to Europe. And you'll see here in the picture they have the British colonies, and then the French occupied the Louisiana territory, and then the Spanish had control of St. Augustine in Florida. And here were their shipping routes. They came in from Spain, and then they left and passed St. Augustine. And this is interesting here. It says the first Spanish military era ran from 1672 to 1763, and then the British took it over. And then they held that for about 21 years until the Spanish came over and took it over again, up until 1821 when the United States purchased it and named it Florida. And since this fort is considered a federal national park, they do accept annual passes to the national park system. Didn't know they had those. So here we go, walking across the bridge, which used to be the moat. Believe it or not.
How pretty the grass is.
I know, this used to be the moat.
It should still be a moat.
Now we're heading on into the castle. I guess it's a fort.
Yeah,
it's just fun to call it.
It looks like a castle.
It's fun to call it a castle. You'll see right there is the Spanish coat of arms right when you first walk in on the left. And that cross at the top with the orb is symbolic of the Catholic faith that was very prevalent in Spain. So this is kind of cool. It talks about that coat of arms that we were looking at. It says that small cross and orb atop the crown show the Spanish Empire's devotion to the Catholic faith. That would be that one right there. And the castles and the lions, which are right here, symbolize the kingdoms of the Castile and Leon. And the sheep represents the Order of the Golden Fleece, the highest ranking chivalric order given by the Spanish crown. So Jen standing tall next to the Spanish coat of arms.
Come up to my castle.
Okay, we'll come up there. It is interesting to see I guess this is called coquina, is this rock? But when you look at it, it looks like little seashells withered away by rain. It's definitely quite the view. You can just imagine being a Spanish military guard.
No, I'm pretending it's a castle.
Pretending it's a castle. Overlooking St. Augustine. It's pretty cool. Do you feel like you're in the military? The Spanish military?
No.
No?
Unless I'm like Princess Peach and Mario's the military.
So this is rather interesting. The Spanish actually had 3 forms of defense when entering the castle. They had a wall, essentially, which you can kind of see in the middle there. We'll get a closer look of it in a minute, that they can use to close the door. They had a inner drawbridge right here, which took 3 soldiers 15 minutes to bring up. And then they had the outer drawbridge over here. And typically they raised that after all the soldiers went home, back to their homes in the village. It's pretty neat. You can actually see what's left of the Spanish coat of arms up at the top there. Not in good condition compared to the other one we saw. Here's a closer look at the drawbridge mechanism. Took 3 soldiers 15 minutes to raise and lower it. So the sliding door that you see here is actually called a portcullis. It was used as one of the self-defenses of the fort. They would slide it here and then raise the drawbridge. So it was just an added level of security. Those Spanish were really good at the defense. So interesting, here it says, the soldier's life. Whether he knew this building as the Castillo, Fort St. Mark, or Fort Marion, a soldier here experienced homesickness, loneliness, and fear. Danger permeated his life. He spent his time on guard duty, at outposts, drilling with his weapons, and protecting his family and his home from enemies. Interesting. This is pretty cool. It says, a mysterious note was written on this wall. It says, look up towards the top of the wall. Someone carved a Spanish message into the wall above your head. Although we can tell that the text is Old Spanish, the message itself makes no sense. Weird.
So it says, perhaps soldiers spent so much time carving on walls in this room because it was one of the few forms of expression available to them. It was their voice.
Wow.
Almost.
Kind of sad.
Yeah.
It says here that there are British ships behind the glass. Although we don't know who made these carvings, it could have been Spanish soldiers. They would have seen British ships often in battle. Look closely, an American soldier probably added the U.S. flag flying over the ship. It says here that this small cell acted as the town jail for Spanish and as a military jail under British occupation. During the American Revolution, South Carolina statesman and patriot Christopher Gadsden was held in solitary confinement here for 42 weeks. So this is a really cool exhibit. This has all the different types of flags that have flown over Florida. And you'll see here, Juan Ponce de Leon lands near this spot and claims all of North America for Spain, calling it La Florida, Jen. It's La Florida. And then in 1670, 9 wooden forts failed to protect St. Augustine and Spanish ships from attack. The Spanish crown authorizes a stone fortification this time, and the defenses were strengthened. Walls were raised to 35 feet, creating larger and stronger interior rooms. It says here that Spain cedes Florida to Great Britain at the end of the 7 Years' War, and most Spanish families in St. Augustine moved to Cuba, and East and West Florida became the 14th and 15th British colonies in North America. Then it says here that Spain regains Florida after helping the United States defeat Great Britain in the American Revolution, and some of the old Spanish Florida families return. Florida becomes a frontier area where Americans and American Indians and slaves seek freedom and opportunities in the unsettled lands. And in 1821, Spain signs the Adams-Onis Treaty. Florida becomes an American territory, and U.S. troops rename the structure Fort Marion after Francis Marion, a hero of the Revolution. And believe it or not, even the Confederates had this structure in their possession for 1 year. It says that they held Fort Marion for just over a year, and federal warships arrive in March. Union forces garrison St. Augustine for the rest of the Civil War.
You know what I found interesting?
What's that?
The first railroad arrives in 1870 to 1900. Tycoon Henry Flagler rebuilds most of St. Augustine. Victorian-era tourism booms, and all want to see the Spanish fort. So that's kind of cool.
That is cool. And then in 1924, President Calvin Coolidge signs a law to make Fort Marion a national monument and renames the name Castillo De San Marcos back in 1942. So here's a model of the fort. We're actually right in this back corner here, and we walked in. There's that first drawbridge, the second drawbridge. The coat of arms was right here, and we're right here. It's a big fort. And this is pretty cool. This is called a Sally Port door. It's an enormous door. It's huge, but basically this door was put here at this fort back in 1821, shortly after the United States Army received the Castillo from Spain. They controlled the entrance and the interior of the fort for nearly 150 years, and it's constructed of cypress. Wow. Oh, look, it's Pedro Menendez de Aviles. We learned about him when we went to the Fountain of Youth It says, at 14 years old, Pedro Menendez left home to fight for Spain and seek his fortune, spending much of his life aboard ship. He became one of Spain's most famous and successful sea captains. As Captain General of the Fleet of the Indies, Menendez defeated the French in Florida and set up Spanish outposts in the New World, including St Augustine. It is believed that this casement was the second of 3 storage rooms that held rice. This room originally had door openings on its south and north walls. The south door led to casement 4, and the north door led to casement 6, the other 2 rice storage rooms. Well, yep. In fact, you can see what used to be the old door right behind those barrels there. You see that square cutout? That used to be the door leading into that last room, which was actually just around the corner, right over there. Pretty neat. When the British took over the fort, this is what one of the, I guess the crew headquarters would look like, or the sleeping quarters. They used to sleep 2 people on the bottom and 2 people on top, and a place to put 4 coats at the end of the bed.
That is not a queen size.
No.
That is a twin.
They used to be called messmates. Wonder what would happen if you didn't like your messmate. It says here that this chapel was used daily for daily worship. And Roman Catholic Christianity was common faith throughout the Spanish Empire.
So is that what it looked like? Do you think it was that bright?
It might have been, because you can actually see up on the walls here, like right there,
Yeah.
where the wood would have been embraced in the wall. Same with this over here.
Yeah.
Right up at the top, yep.
Yeah.
Wow. You'd have a statue right in the middle here. And right here you have the King Coffer Treasury Room.
It's huge.
That is
For lots of
huge.
treasures.
Wow, and this is in the very corner of the room. It actually says here on the side, door repaired in 1952 and then repaired again in 2007. So in some of these exhibits they have like little artwork that shows you kind of what it looked like back in the day. And you see that crest right there at the bottom? You can actually see where it was on the wall.
Oh yeah, look at
Like
that.
a faint outline. Wow. And in case you're wondering what's in that back room, it's actually the toilet. You would have wooden seats, and you'd go do your thing into this pit that's almost like a septic tank, and then the stone-lined sewer to and from the bay would flush it out.
Twice daily.
Twice daily. Gosh, can't imagine what that smelled like. And now we're off to the top floor of the fort.
No railings, low walls.
Yep. It's just like old times. What are you seeing there?
That's one of the rooms. That's where we saw the people walking. Upstairs, remember the first room?
Oh yes, that's right. That is the room that had the carvings on the wall. Oh, this is quite the view.
Beautiful.
Very pretty.
I'm out of breath from going up all those stairs.
Very pretty. You can totally see why this is such a strategic vantage point for militaries.
You can see everything.
Yeah, you can see the whole inlet. I can totally see why they picked this spot, because any ship that had to go through here had to face this fort and its massive arsenal of weapons head on.
It would be cool to go on a boat and see this.
Oh, I'm sure it's really cool from the water. Going out to the lookout?
You know what this is?
I think it is.
The tiniest 2 holes.
Well, I think it's for weapons. Like you'd fire weapons
Oh.
through those holes, but then you're mostly protected. It's kind of claustrophobic looking.
It is. I'm gonna go now.
All right, now let's go take a look and see what this looks like. Ooh, it is claustrophobic over here.
You hit your head.
Wow, can you imagine firing something out of this hole? Wow. And then you got this hole here. Oh, you could feel the breeze in here. Then you got a perfect view of the first drawbridge. Wow, this is cool. Very claustrophobic. Very claustrophobic in here. But I can totally see the advantages to it.
Yeah, good breeze though.
Yeah.
In there.
Flying high above the Castillo is the Burgundian Cross, or the Cross of St. Andrew. The Castillo itself was once plastered white and trimmed in red to match this flag as a symbol of the Spanish power and claim over La Florida. This is pretty amazing and sad all at the same time. It says here that the Spanish soldiers watch in horror as English troops set fire to their homes of St. Augustine. They were helpless as the drawbridges were up. The soldiers and their families were sheltered inside the crowded fortress that we're standing on right now. Except for a few rooms to house the guards on duty, the fort had no living quarters. And during a nearly 2-month-long siege in 1702, the English failed to conquer the Castillo, but left St. Augustine in ashes. And after the siege, the determined Spanish rebuilt their homes and added more defenses to protect their town. So St. Augustine has a history of just being this battle, war-torn city.
Now look at it.
I know, it's got so much history. Oh yeah, it's got a horse-drawn carriage way off in the distance. But look at all the buildings on the horizon, like the
Beautiful.
castle like architecture. It's like got Gothic style. It's really cool. What you're looking at here is a mortar. You could just imagine these things used to lob giant artillery way off in the distance, and typically had the shortest barrel and often used to fire on a besieged town.
But it also says used for exploding projectiles.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they give you kind of a graphic here of a cannon, which is more linear, straightforward. The howitzer, which was a little bit kind of a hybrid of the two, and then the mortar, which is the one we're looking at right here, that would launch way up in the sky. It says here, deadly crossfire. No attackers ever made it through the outer defenses to reach this final crossfire. And you can see all the directions they were covering. And you can just imagine it right here. No one's gonna make it into the fort with that much crossfire. Pretty crazy. I tell you what, this fort was onto something.
It says thick fort walls and rising slope deflected incoming cannonballs.
Sounds like it's the impermeable fort.
It also says the fort's design has stood the test of time despite attacks. The Castillo was never conquered.
That's incredible.
Go La Florida. Go La Florida.
Here's another mortar. This one aimed off toward the, that's actually in the direction of the Fountain of Youth.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
They almost killed the fountain.
Here's another view inside one of those little sentry posts. Looking back on that area where no one could come through. Actually, over here, you can see straight out. What about over here? This is probably over near the water. Yep. Right at the inlet. Perfect angle. And Jen's gonna go in the sentry tower. Wow. The tallest point in the Castillo. I guess there was ladders or stairs here at one point.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Wow. Pretty cool. Yep. A lot of history took place here. The impermeable fort. So that's going to do it for us here at Castillo De San Marcos here in St. Augustine, Florida. Jen, did you have a fun time learning a little bit more about Florida?
Yeah, I think I like this better than the Fountain of Youth.
Really?
Yes, I think it's because it's a castle.
Well, it's a fort that looks like a castle.
Yeah, but
But,
it has Castillo.
Castillo?
Yeah.
Castillo?
Castle.
Also, did you have fun at Buc-ee's too?
That
on the
was
way in?
fun, yeah.
It's a cool experience.
I didn't buy anything here, but I bought stuff at
It's the
Buc-ee's.
first experience all around for all of us.
Yeah.
It's really bright, so I'm gonna pop on my sunglasses. That's much better. Whew. It's really bright. Beautiful day though.
Yeah.
Jen, if they want to join our adventures, tell them what to do.
Make sure to tap that subscribe button and tap that notification bell to become a super subscriber.
Until next time,
See you real soon.